so I thought I'd do it again. Whether or not anyone joins me, we'll see. If you're watching this back after the fact, kia ora. Hope you've enjoyed this little bit of extra content. Today we're making Porky Pappardelle with spinach and cheese. This is my second HelloFresh box. I'm still not entirely sold on them. I'm gonna pour myself a drink and then we'll go through the ingredients and we'll get started. Wait right there. You don't have a very good view there, do you? What if I bring you down just a smidge? Is that better? Maybe. We'll find out. I painted my nails earlier. I waited like an hour for it to be set. The very first thing that I did, I managed to ruin this nail. I like the rest of them though. What do you think? Just turn the... Oh, no, that didn't really make it better, that just made the glare worse. It's a, like a gunmetal grey with a purple iridescent glitter over the top. Would love to be able to afford like hollow taco and paint my nails with that. Alas, no such luck. Maybe I'll treat myself for my birthday. Okay. Ooh. There we go. Look, do you see what's happening here? Look just here. If you look right there, the bubbles tend to come up the straw. It's quite frustrating. Okay, so we have pork mince, used by the 22nd, that's today, whoopsie doozles. Here on the very bouncy tripod, unfortunately, we have Worcestershire sauce. I need to listen back to the footage from last time and test how 3D the recording is. This makes a really cool sound, don't you think? Okay, we have Italian style herbs. Chopped tomatoes with onion and garlic. I feel like I could have done this part myself, but this particular meal is one of the 20-minute ones, so maybe they chose to give you pre-chopped tomatoes mixed with the onion and garlic. chopped tomatoes with onion and garlic. Tomatenblokjes met wie en knoflook. I can't read Dutch. Well, I can read Dutch. I cannot pronounce Dutch. De tomate avec el onion. I also can't pronounce French. Gehackte Tomaten mit Zwiebeln und Knoblauch. I can read German. Pomodori pipese in pese con cipolle e aglio. Cipolla? Sì, cipolla. I can read Italian. I speak English and German fairly well. I can understand Spanish and Italian with questionable reliability. French, I know about 5 sentences. And Dutch. Dutch is close enough to German that I've never needed to really learn much Dutch when I travel to the Netherlands or Belgium. But my Dutch accent is terrible. So I can read it okay, but I can't pronounce it very well. Grated hard cheese Italian style. Don't want to squish this one too much. Oh. Red wine stock paste. Oh. Spinach. Gosh, I'm so sorry I keep bumping you. Anyway, oh my gosh. I'm going to stop doing that now so I don't bump you quite as much. Right. Bring a large saucepan of water to the boil with half a tablespoon of salt. Turn that on. Probably enough, isn't it? Don't you think? Now we fill the jug up again. How much salt do you think? Think about that much? you down a little bit further actually. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. What can I do? Bit of twist. Oh, I guess there's only so high of an angle or low of an angle we can get on this. Now you're at quite a funny angle. How do you feel about that? You're still bouncing, my apologies. We'll see. Also, I'm in my pyjamas because Saturdays are pyjama days. They're the days we just stay in our pyjamas all day long. Bring water to the boil. Heat a drizzle of oil in a large frying pan on medium-high heat and add the pork mince. This one. Did you say 6 is medium-high? What do you think? And also, I wish they were slightly more precise with their definition of drizzle, because oh, shiny hands. I don't really know what determines a drizzle. What do you think? Do you think that's a drizzle? A drizzle? Is that a drizzle? A drizzle of oil. A drizzle. A drizzle, 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 drizzle. Is that a drizzle of oil? A drizzle, a drizzle, drizzle, a drizzle. I shouldn't drink as much soda as I do, but the bubbles are very enjoyable. Okay. This one doesn't involve any chopping either. Oh. Don't know if you can hear that. I don't even know where, like the... I don't know if you can hear that. I'll find out after when I watch this back, I guess. You're ticking away nicely. Wait for that to heat up. Cook until browned, 2 to 3 minutes. Use a spoon to break it as it cooks. Drain and discard any excess fat. This is quite marbled. There's a lot of white in this one, so I guess we'll see what comes of it. Scissors. Need a spoon. Sounds like it might be getting hot enough. Oh, maybe not. Nearly missed the frying pan entirely. I made sure to list in the title this time what I was cooking, so that any vegetarians could steer clear. Maybe it's not quite hot enough. I think in my next box try and go for more vegetarian choices, but they don't really have many. Yeah, they don't really have a huge amount of vegetarian meals except for like a meal that would otherwise have meat, and then they just change out the protein, which I guess. But I would also like to see slightly more emphasis on meals that were not designed to have meat in them at all, as opposed to meals that were designed for meat but theoretically can be swapped out for a vegetarian. Flinging pork mince everywhere. I don't really get a lot of pork mince actually, now that I think about it. Normally if I buy mince I just get beef. I kind of forget that mince comes in other forms. This is really not reaching its heat very well. I might turn it up a bit. The water's not reached a boil yet either. Oh, now that's sounding better. Don't you think? That's a little bit more like what you expect. Okay. Time for a drink. The meal that I cooked in the last one, the curry, adding the ginger to the rice made it taste so good. I need to start making my own ginger puree and adding it to all my rice. But then I had a Thai yellow curry earlier in the week, also a HelloFresh meal, that added lemon zest to the rice, and that was also very tasty. Basically, just add things to your rice. Rice doesn't need to just be boiled in water and then plopped on a plate. You can add flavours to it. Revolutionary, I know. But growing up in a single parent household, dinner time was more about how can I feed 4 people as cheaply as possible, and less about what culinary innovations can we come up with in the kitchen this evening. Necessity is the mother of invention, so there were definitely some culinary innovations that came up in my father's kitchen, but they were far more along the lines of how can I use this pumpkin I was given to create as many different meals as possible so the children will eat, and less what things can I add to my rice for an extra soupçon flavour, you know? Oh, that water has happily come to the boil. How much of this pasta do I need? All of it, apparently. Okay. Can't get into the bag. Oh well. I'll write the scissors. need to add some more water to that. Quite a bit more water, actually. I mean, the mince in this picture certainly doesn't look like the mince in my frying pan. The mince that I had in the meal that I cooked last week had a big old bit of gristle in it. I think it looks like that might be the case in this pork mince too. How are you? How's your day? What are you going to cook tonight? Have you ever tried HelloFresh? I've I like playing with the smoke. I've put, or I will put, once this goes live, I will put a link in the description where you can save a bit of money off your HelloFresh, and it will give me a discount towards my next meal. Obviously this is not sponsored, but HelloFresh, if you would like to sponsor me, you know, me and my 80 viewers, I will gladly take on any and all contributions you can offer. Trying to get better at cooking more often because I'm very lazy. I think I talked about this last time, but I don't see the point in cooking when it's just for myself. But I have found so far all of the HelloFresh meals have actually made like 3 meals. So the portions I'm getting are meant to serve 2 meals. But I think I eat slightly less than, you know, the average portion size for dinner. So they quite easily feed me for 3 meals. And I have been working from home a couple days a week, but now that the work from home order has been lifted, they want everyone in our department back in the office full time again, which means I won't be home at lunchtime. And when I'm in the office, I usually have a big lunch when I get there at 10 a.m. A big lunch, sorry. I have a big breakfast at 10 a.m. And then I'll have just something small at lunchtime, like rice crackers and a piece of fruit, or what are they called? Rivita? The like Rivita thins with some Nutella or peanut butter on top of them. I'll just have something small and then little, you know, snacks of fruit throughout the day, and then dinner when I get home. So I was anticipating getting a HelloFresh box with 3 meals, each of which makes 2 portions. Well, there's 6 dinners, and then one night I can get myself a takeaway. Except that so far, all of them are making 3 portions, which means 9 dinners. And there's only 7 days in the week. You know? You're like, if I include lunchtime, Saturday, Sunday in that, then I guess. But it is nice to get a takeaway once a week, but I am trying to do that less. But yes, the premise of getting these was that I could cook a couple nights a week and then have everything in the fridge ready to go, and then all I have to do is heat it up. So I'm not doing that much more cooking, but I'm still having more home-cooked meals. Okay, would you say this looks browned? What do you think? Can you see with the steam? Excuse me. I'm a water bender, you see. It's starting to stick to the bottom of the pan is my other issue. It's looking brown to me. This pan is quite old as well. We might need to replace it. I mean, it's definitely been 2 to 3 minutes. When boiling, add water. Bring to the boil, cook until tender, 10 minutes. Did you write down what time we put the pasta in? You didn't? Oh, well, that wasn't very helpful of you. Swish, 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 swish. Okay. Meanwhile, add the Worcester sauce. They spelled Worcester sauce wrong. They didn't spell it Worcestershire sauce. It's just called it Worcester sauce. Is Worcester sauce and Worcester sauce different things? It's just called Worcester sauce, not Worcestershire. I thought it was Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce. Alright, don't spit at me. Come on now, I'm not even from here. Add the Worcester sauce. Allow to bubble away until evaporated. Okay. Smells good. When did the spelling of Worcester sauce change? Like, I've always known it as Worcestershire sauce. And it's been spelt on the bottle as Worcestershire. Worcestershire sauce. Worcester sauce. Is this like the Berenstain Bears? Is this a case of the Berenstain Bears all over again? It's always been called Worcester sauce, and I've just been calling it Worcestershire sauce. Please tell me if I'm mad. I'm getting a lovely steamed facial. My face is just right here, just behind the camera. I'm getting a lovely steamed facial from the pasta. Ooh. I mean, does that look boiled away to you? What do you think? I didn't drain away any of the fat. Whoopsie doozles. Listen, it's fine. Worse things have happened to better people. Make your peace and move on with it. It's happened. until evaporated. I mean, we're getting there. Stir in the chopped tomatoes, red wine, and water for the sauce. Uh-oh, how much water for the sauce? 50 ml. 50 ml water. Okay, let me get the water jug. Crikey. That's slightly more than 50 ml, but we'll do. We shall make do. I finished season 11 of Called Midwife today. I quite like that show. I don't know why, I just do. Like, it's the sort of thing that very easily could be so depressing, and yet somehow it still seems just so full of love and heart. I really enjoy watching it. I quite enjoy that they blend in the factual with the fictional, like they dealt with the thalidomide babies and Operation Christmas, is that what it was called? Or the Christmas Island nuclear testing. Whoa, crikey, excuse me? Did you see that? Gosh. And things like the World Cup. Oh, hello. I like that they blend in all of those things while also just like making up events that are obviously fictional and part of this story that's based on a woman's memoirs. Okay. These things never open the way they claim they should. That's another bone I've got to pick with them. Like, you're supposed to just be able to rip this bit off. And I've not once successfully been able to do that. No, I'm going to use the scissors. Yeah. Water for the sauce. Red wine stock paste and water for the sauce. I mean, the sauce seems fairly watery as it is, but okay. Oh, this one opened. In she goes. I've just remembered I have a bottle no, not a bottle open of wine, an open bottle of wine in the fridge that's been there since New Year's Eve, because I really don't drink a lot of wine, but a friend brought it over and it's quite nice, so I might have a glass of that when we're done here. Okay, stir that all in together. Oh, I made a mess. I've made a mess. Alert the authorities, I've made a mess. It would be lovely if I could rewind in the live stream and find out what time I put things in. If there were more people watching, they could comment the time codes for me. And then I'd be able to see when I put the stuff in. That would be very handy, but, you know. I could just have timers. Timers would also be good. Oh well. Right, okay. That's doing that. And a pinch of sugar if I have any. Yes, I do. There we go. Bring to the boil, reduce the heat to medium and simmer until the sauce is thick. Add a splash more water if it gets too thick. Okay. is my sugar bowl. It's got a wee bird on top. Little bird. It's getting all steamy. Steamy dreamy. Bring to the boil. And reduce the heat to medium to simmer rapidly. Okay. Meanwhile, how's the pasta doing? That's looking good and al dente. Oh yeah. So she's probably ready. Alright. Turn the heat off. I'm not entirely sure how. Somehow we've ended up with 2 different colanders. Drain in a colander and pop back in the pan, drizzle with oil and stir through to stop it sticking together. Oh. Should have put some oil in the pan. Say you rinse it. Drain in a colander. Okay, cool. Back in the pan. I guess I should have stirred the pasta because some of it is stuck. Good texture though. How do we feel about wet pasta sounds? No such thing as too much vegetable oil. This pan is still hot, so I might move it off the heat for a minute. Stir that olive oil through. Alright. Maybe that will unstick some of the ones from the bottom. How's this looking? What do you reckon? Oh my gosh. I made a mess. Made a big old mess. Oh, that's hot. Don't don't forget that. Whoopsies. Oh dear. It's fine, it's fine. Nobody needs to know. The Reynolds pamphlet. I wonder what an ASMR Hamilton would sound like. This sauce does not appear to be thickening at all. I'll heat up a little bit maybe. Why was the meat not cooked with any seasoning, is my question. Like, I would have thought you would have added some seasoning while cooking the mince, but apparently not. I suppose we added the Worcester sauce, didn't we? Whoopsies. When the sauce is cooked, stir in the spinach a handful at a time until wilted and piping hot. Then we will toss the cooked pappardelle into the sauce along with half the hard Italian style cheese. And season with salt and pepper to taste. Excellent. What is this? Do you see this? Do you see this just here? Are you looking at this? Do you see this? This just here. This, what is this? What is this? What is it? What is this? What is this? Can you see this? Can you look at this? Look at this just here. Just here, look at this. Look at this. Just here by my finger. What is this? What is that? Do you know what this is? I don't know what this is. It's pasta. Okay. At what point do we add the herbs? Oh. Here, down the bottom. That's when we were supposed to add the herbs. That's really annoying. To me, this reads as a separate part. Do you see what I mean? Like, these two both end here. This bold important is there, and that tells me that that's the last piece of information. So I didn't read this bit because I didn't see this bit because my brain associated the word important as like the end. Oh, the bit that's in red, that's the important bit at the end that they add. The and the kerning between the paragraphs. None of the other paragraphs are formatted like that. I didn't see that bit. The instructions could definitely do with some work. Like, I get that they're going for simplicity, but they're not always clear. And the fact that you have to then, like, obviously these are made to be usable for if you're serving 2 people, 3 people, or 4 people, so they don't have to print individual ones. But the fact that I have to get to here, read the word water for the sauce, see the ingredients, and then come over here and find water for the sauce, and then come back over here and continue the instructions is a lot for my brain to hold on to. I'm already not good at like cooking and following recipes. I already struggle with the motivation to cook, and then these instructions are quite frustrating, really. Yeah. So far, in every recipe I've missed something. because of the way the instructions are formatted. It's quite frustrating. Oh, that's looking like it's thickening up. This seems good. Again, like this was supposed to be 2 to 3 minutes for the sauce to thicken. This meal was supposed to take 20 minutes. And to be fair, there was a bit of time in the beginning when I was doing the tapping on all of the ingredients. But we're at 46 minutes and 37 seconds now into a 20-minute meal. I would love to see some more one-pot meals, because every time I cook a HelloFresh meal, they're like, get this saucepan and get that frying pan and get this thing out and cook that thing, and in a bowl mix these together. And I'm like, I started doing HelloFresh because I thought it would be convenient and easy. The 20-minute meal does not take 20 minutes, and you have to have so many things, and there's quite a lot of waste involved. Like, obviously they're sending you the exact right amount of portions, but that means that every person who's ordered this meal has to have one of these sachets of red wine stock paste, and everyone needs 1 pack of the pork mince, and it's a lot of waste for a bit of convenience. I think I'll probably finish up my 4 weeks and then stop. But I might use the recipes that I've gained and put those to further work. Like, if nothing else, this has expanded my cookbook of meals that I know how to make. Yes. I also wish there was the option to remove something, because, like, I don't eat onion. And every single meal has come with an entire onion that you're supposed to chop up and, like, use as the base. I don't eat onion, and that means I've received 6 meals, 6 onions, although this one did come with the onion pre-chopped into the thing. So what am I, as a person who doesn't eat onions, what am I going to do with 6 onions? I managed to give them away to other people in my building, but I wish there was the option to, like, tailor the recipes a bit more. I'm going to bring this back onto the heat. Just stop it cooling off, yeah. To be able to say, like, oh, I don't eat onion, so leave the onion out, or... Ooh, that went down the wrong hole. Okay. I think it's time to add in the spinach. Oh, my Pepsi went down the wrong way. I just had a thought that, like, this is essentially the millennial version of home ec classes. I never went to home ec classes because I did 2 languages in high school. And the way that your timetable was set up was that everyone had to take 1 language for the first year. And then the other slot on your timetable, excuse me, would go to circulars. And that meant in a 4-term school year, you would do one subject for one term and then go on to a different subject, and those subjects were like economics, home ec, PE and woodwork. But because I did 2 languages, I did not do those circular subjects. So I never did home ec in school. Which, I don't know why they called it home ec when it was just cooking. Like, why could they not just call it cooking? I remember even in intermediate, my school was too small to have its own like woodworking shop and cooking shop. So we would go to another nearby school once a term, or maybe a couple times a term, and go do things there. And I did maybe 2 cooking things there, and one of them was to make bread and the other was to make scones, both of which I did at home with my nana all the time, so I didn't really learn anything new. And in this day and age, really, like, who's baking bread that isn't already, like, quite a committed home baker or home cook, you know? Baking bread is not a thing you just do on a whim. Yeah. So now I'm kind of like, if nothing else, this is just my own personal home ec class where I'm learning to cook 3 new things a week for 4 weeks. Oh wow, that's quite hot. Very tasty though. Quite strong Worcestershire sauce. Is it too late now to add the herbs in, do you think? Should we just do it? Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Let's just bung them in now. What's the worst that could happen? A few years ago, I made my first ever cheesecake. It was my last Christmas in New Zealand. And I got the recipe off just like a supermarket website, and it was meant to be a mint chocolate cheesecake, and it was all like green in the picture. I was like, oh yummy, that looks delicious. And so I got all the ingredients that were listed in the recipe and I followed all the instructions. And it wasn't until I was almost finished, I was looking at it thinking, well, this is very brown, that I suddenly realised that like at no point in the instructions had there been any mention of mint. There'd been no mention of like at what point you would add anything to make it green. The instructions were just for a chocolate cheesecake with an Oreo biscuit base. And I was like, why would the picture be green? And why would it be called a mint chocolate cheesecake if there's nothing mint about it? It was also enormous, absolutely gigantic. And I thought the entire family were coming over, so I'd sort of made cheesecake and salad, I had all these snacks, and I had little candy bowls out. I'd made dessert, I'd made all kinds of things. And then it ended up being me, my grandparents, my aunt and uncle. That was it. I'd made all of this food and put out all these decorations. And in the end, nobody could make it. Oh dear. Not this this Christmas, but the Christmas before I made my first ever pavlova, and I was very proud of myself. Oh yeah, add oil to stop it sticking together, eh? God, blimey. Okay. Oh, I've just put a big fat dollop of mince on the kitchen counter. Whoopsies. I feel that the ratio of pasta to mince is not quite correct. Oh, of course. If you look carefully here on the side, it says for 2 people, 200 grams, for 3 people, 300 grams. But the bag is 250 grams. Yeah. 250 grams. It doesn't say to check how much pasta to add. And if they're meant to be sending you all of the ingredients you need at just the right amounts, why have they sent me 50 grams too much pasta? Because now I have this. Now I have too much pasta and not enough the rest of it. Like, this is perfectly fine at the price that it is, but if I were paying full price for this, I would be quite annoyed that they claim to send you exactly the right amount for what you need, and they clearly have not done so. And the instructions are not laid out very well at all. That could just be me though, like obviously I'm just one person. Part of it is ADHD. I struggle to follow instructions. So yes, part of it is on me, but I feel like there are little changes that could be made to make this much more clear. Like sending someone, that's quite tasty, but it tastes very strongly of Worcester sauce. Yes, sending someone the correct amount of pasta. Gosh, I wouldn't add any salt to that. Oh. Yeah, the main flavour in that is Worcester sauce. I don't really taste much else. That's just the sauce though. That's quite hot. That's quite hot. Shouldn't have left the handle over the element. Apologies for the loud bang. That handle was much hotter than I had anticipated. I'd left it sitting over the hot element and the heat had... Oh dear. Even the side of my cup is warm. I'm sitting all the way over here. Going to portion it off into dishes because I'm not going to eat all that tonight. Crikey. Okay. Here is one. Oh, my nose has suddenly gotten all runny. Did I sneeze at some point? I don't remember sneezing. Oh, I didn't add the cheese. Let me bung that back in there for a second. Oh, gosh. My apologies. Looks like about half. Excuse me, sir. Get back in there. Excuse me, madam. Get back in there. Excuse me, comrade. Oh, no. All right then. As you will. Okay. Right. Okay, let's try that again. Don't think you've gotten away. Saw you. Bit of cheese on that one. Right. That's probably about enough for me for a serve, you know? Maybe a tiny bit more. That's easily 2 serves. And I've got that much left. Crikey. I do wonder, like, how they came up with the meals and the instructions that they were giving with the meals. And if they ever had any, like, idiot-proof testing, you know? To see just how manageable their meals were for people who don't cook regularly. Because I feel like that was, you know, the whole point of HelloFresh. Is for people who normally wouldn't bother to cook because it's more convenient to get ready meals or get takeaway, you know? And so if that's your demographic, you've got to be assuming that a certain skill set is either, you know, missing or rusty. And so a level of idiot proofing must have been undertaken. You would like to think. If not, I would love to see HelloFresh do some idiot testing for some of their meals to see like exactly how easy it is for people who have no knowledge of cooking, people who have some knowledge of cooking, and people who quite like cooking, you know? Test out the 3 different levels. This is far more than 2 meals. This will give me 3 quite large meals. I might need to go and blow my nose in a minute. It's quite runny all of a sudden. I don't know why. I'm going to sneeze. Oh, am I? Yes, I am. Oh. My sneezes always come in 2s. Where's my hand sanitizer? Oh, I thought I had some here. Oh no. Uh-oh. There it is. I knew I had some. Punched my desk chair as I was walking back over. Okay, there we go. Wonderful. Okay. That pot is going to need a bit of a soak, I think. Our cookware has seen more action in the past week and a half than it's seen in the past year and a half. Oh dear. Okay, okay. Pop some cheese on all of it. I'm not even home tomorrow. I'm at a film shoot, so I won't even be here to eat these then. Man, there's still more cheese in here. Hang on, let me cut the top of it off. Because it's like, it's all squashed down at the bottom here. Okay. There we go, that's better. I don't know why I put this one in a bowl. I'm not even hungry right now. What time is it? Oh, it's 6:45. Okay, bin, and bin. This in the bin. These need to go in the wash. Where did I put? Here's my fork. Okay. There we go. One slightly less porky than anticipated Pappardelle. Should we give it a try? The cheese helps cancel out the Worcester sauce quite a bit. They're quite nice. Yeah. I think once I've done that a couple times I can probably get it down to 20 minutes, but until then I'll keep trying. I think this has also answered the question of when I should stream, because hello there. When I streamed on Thursday night, I started at like, I started about 9 p.m. I think. Look, There's last year's end of last year's New Zealand map calendar. Oh my god, my brain. That's where you were. This is why I kept bumping you, because I would accidentally hit that. It's not very stable. That's fine. Yes, when I did the stream last week, it was on Thursday at like 9 p.m. I think, or 7 p.m. And a few people were online then. Today is Saturday, and I started at, must have been 5:45, and there are none of you here. So this stream has been to no one in the moment, but it will be going up, you know, after the fact. I think the last live stream actually went live today. Maybe that's part of it. I couldn't stream on Thursday night, which was my original plan. My partner had to work late, and you know, our office is right there, so get some schmutz off you. Look at that. That one I did pretty well. Didn't I do that one good? Are you gonna focus for me? No? No. This is not a great advert for the Pixel 6 camera. Hello? You'd think it would be able to... Look at that one. Look at that. Disgusting. Okay. Well, at least you can see how glittery it is. If nothing else. Okay. I am going to... Oh, I can turn the camera around, actually. Is that any better? That's mildly better. Hello. No. Why do my phones always hate me? Like, everyone else can get these amazing... There you go. Everyone else can get these amazing pictures of, like, close-up stuff. This also looks far more grey in the camera when it's really quite purple in real life. Yeah, this one I immediately stuffed up. Where are these ones? These ones are looking alright as well. There's a bit of sauce on my fingy. This is my dominant hand as well, so this is why that one's a bit more untidy. But yes. Anywhooser. I couldn't stream on Thursday night like I wanted to, so I figured I would do something tonight at least. I might play around with my upload days. I don't know. We'll see what happens. This is just a fun thing for me to do for now. I'm gonna go eat my dinner and watch the telly. Hope you have a lovely night. Ta-ra! See you in the next one.